Gather round, dear viewers, and lend me your ears. I've got some quick rules before we shift gears. If you've got something crucial and need interaction, just start with a cue for a swift, snappy reaction. Now, if you're a newbie and want a grand greeting, type N at the start and we'll make it heartwarming and fleeting. So cue for questions. N if you're new. Now let's get this broadcast rolling. It's all up to you.
There she is. Right on cue, Brian. Right on cue. Dora is back from her Botox immersion adventure, and she's looking stunning. How is everyone? This is Coffee and Headlines. I've got coffee. I've got headlines. What do you got? I am so happy to be here with you. Yesterday afternoon was just amazing. We'll gush about that in a second. Let's get on with the show, because there's some things I want to talk about today, and I want your opinion on something. Not that we can influence local government, but I'm just curious about something. There is, well, let's just put it out there. It's almost an eye roller for me, a little bit of an eye roller. First the news and then the context. The city government has presented a project called Fachada Vallartense, or Vallartense Facade, which hopes to rescue the visual image and identity of El Centro by standardizing the color of the facades. By making all the facades the same color in the so-called historic area of El Centro, we are preserving the identity of the city. Now, let's unpack this for a moment. There was this 2018 reform to Puerto Vallarta's municipal law that called for this. And since then, this law has been enforced to varying degrees depending on each administration. What is the expectation? What is the law? Well, the law dictates that the predominant color in all facades has to be white. And the contrasting color to use around windows and doors should be terracotta. Oh, and walls can have a contrasting smock, like to preserve the white from getting too dirty. But this smock has to be no taller than 120 centimeters. And all roofs must be covered with traditional terracotta tiles. And this law affects 81 blocks, 26 streets, 788 houses, and 925 businesses. And if you don't follow these colors, you get fined. Now, this sounds really good in theory. In fact, this approach has been very successful in cities such as Guanajuato and San Miguel de Allende, where you can find a standardized color palette that results in postcard perfect images every time. I wonder what will happen to the beautiful murals that have been painted around the area as of late. So this is what the city is hoping to do, but I can't help but to wonder, you know, the flip side of this. On the other hand, the local government could be using their time and resources to fix the public lighting along the Malecon and adjoining streets. I mean, what's the point of walking along the Malecon at night if you can't see anything? And my issue is not even safety related, although clumsy as I am, a dark street is an open invitation to trip as far as I'm concerned. Yep. But if I'm going to walk in the dark, I'd rather do it closer to my own home. So, as English-speaking locals and as tourists, if we were given a choice between one and the other, what would you rather have? A beautifully color-coordinated downtown area to enjoy by day, or well-lit streets to enjoy late at night or to take in the fresh air as you walk next to the ocean, and why? Let me know how you feel about these two choices. Not that it boils down to these two choices, but I just find it really odd that at this stage of the game, the current administration is pushing for this law, which again, there's nothing wrong with it, but why now and why not other things that could use some betterment? And this is really funny. As can be expected, this is another one. Traffic along Medina Ascencio going northbound is a mess due to the reconstruction of the lateral road. Now the current administration is under pressure to finish the project before the year is over. Why? Because if they don't, the incoming administration can easily take credit for it. Needless to say, if Morena had won the local elections, they wouldn't be in such a rush. But since a different party won, now the city is under pressure to finish this project before December 2nd, which is when the incoming government takes office on and the new government begins. And we're talking about almost 2 kilometers of road that has been lifted up. And of course, traffic is going to be crazy between now and the beginning of December. Oh, and it will start raining soon. So never a boring moment here in Puerto Vallarta, that's for sure. And speaking of never a boring moment, the city's Cultural Institute has announced a couple of activities for this weekend, starting with a painting exhibition by local artist Alicia Bueno, starting at 4 p.m. on Friday at City Hall. And her paintings will be available for sale, and half of the proceeds will be donated to the Máximo Cornejo Quiroz home. Then on Saturday, there will be a parade of military bands along the Malecón, starting at 6 p.m. on 31 de Octubre Street, and then heading down to Los Arcos. Several bands are expected to participate, so if you want to hear military bands going a million times, then you want to head over to the Malecón on Saturday. What kind of weather can we expect? Well, let's turn our weather. Oh my God, I'm covered in Luna hair. Let's turn our weather forecast on to see what's going on out there. Convince 108 friends to purchase me or endure bad luck for 4 years, 8 months, 15 days, 16 hours, 23 minutes, and 42 seconds. What on earth is that? No idea. Anyhow, it is 32 degrees out there right now. Humidity is at 75%. And our weather forecast for today says we're going to have partly cloudy skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 28%, a high temperature of 32 and a low of 27. 28% sounds promising to me. Then, tomorrow, overcast skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, chance of rain of 43%, a high of 32 and a low of 27. And then on Saturday, light rain throughout the day with a chance of rain of 49%, a high of 32, and a low of 27. I want to walk up the Kuala River on Sunday, so I just hope that my plans will not be sabotaged by the weather. Moving right along, I want to very quickly report on a fabulous spotlight yesterday afternoon. We had three guests. We started with Lam and Sean Yuan of Satisana Medicine. They told us about their traditional medicine. They are from China. They were traveling from one place to another, found our city, liked it, and they opened their center. They told us all kinds of interesting things about their practice, and they gave away an acupuncture session, and there was a lucky winner, and that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, we heard from Rihanna and Lawrence Goodwin about the opening of their El Rey Lounge this Saturday, and I have an invite to show you in a second. So it was really fun to hear about their plans on this new tapas bar and restaurant located on Vienna Street, right next to Omun. And we saw a glimpse of the inside, and of course, it looks a lot like the office, so it's going to be swanky and beautiful. And then, of course, we heard from Eduardo from Raíces Chocolatería, who, along with his wife, Laura, have opened this shop where you can not only enjoy traditional Mexican food, you can buy chocolate bars, and you can enjoy a number of chocolate or cacao-based beverages that are traditional and go back to the Aztec. And I had no idea that these beverages existed. And of course, Eduardo also talked about their ice baths, which take place on Sundays. On Sunday, if you want to immerse yourself in an ice bath and then reward yourself with a cup of hot cocoa, you can do that. And he will be there to explain all the benefits from this. And that was, of course, the spotlight yesterday. I will be posting the link so that you can enjoy the broadcast from on YouTube today if you wish to do so. And last but not least, of course, El Rey Lounge is having this grand opening party on Saturday starting at 6 p.m. And we heard from Lorenzo yesterday that there's going to be a mariachi band, and that sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know if I'll be able to make it on Saturday, but I'll be definitely there this evening starting at 6 o'clock, enjoying the pre-opening invitation and also taking some awesome photo and video to put together a little walk-around feature for them as commissioned by them. That is a great thing that Lorenzo and Rihanna did, because when you commission a walk around of your business here at Coffee and Headlines, not only are we happy to provide, but it also goes a long way in contributing to the well-being of this project of ours. So with all that said, let me rewind the comment tape and see what everybody is up to today. I see good mornings and I see good afternoons, and I love all of those. And moving forward, I will never forget that Kathy is from Nanaimo. I love it. Good morning, Kathy. Thank you for that, Gary. I know that you sent me some information about a fundraising thing that I have been looking at, and I will probably bring it up on the screen tomorrow or Saturday. So I don't want you to think that it got lost in the shuffle. This was so funny because as I saw this from Brian, Dora was about to do her thing, which was absolutely funny. Anyhow, she is totally saucy, Logan. She is actually, Dora wants to teach us El Chingonario. That's what she wants to do. She said to me, Paco, I really want to take over El Chingonario and explain to the viewers all the different variations on this fabulous Mexican word. I still don't know how that's going to work out. And yes, Dora Ojeda, absolutely. I didn't feel a thing when she came out. Did not feel a thing. Let's see. Let's see what else we have. Liz says, let there be light, safety first. Sherry says, first lights are important at night. Brian asks, is this the new administration? No, Brian, this is the current administration that only has certain number of months between now and December 1st to complete whatever they can. Maybe they are feeling a little rushed right now because these are campaign promises, or these are things that that the administration promised to the population. And the way I look at it, and this could be a very ignorant statement of mine, if the Morena party goes away and leaves all these very basic things unaddressed, 3 years from now, we will remember, and we will not be voting for Morena. So I would imagine that one of the reasons why the current administration is pushing for all these things is because they don't want to leave such a bad taste in our mouths once they leave. Oh, I hear you, Betsy. I am clumsy and definitely need well-lit everything. My only exception is that is when I get well-lit at home, in which case I can easily glide myself to bed where I run no risk of falling. Let's see. Laura says that was yesterday's question. We prefer to stay in Airbnbs because it's where you feel the culture, food, people. Okay. It's excellent. You can get that from all inclusive if it is a chef's paradise. Fair. Thank you very much for that. Albert says lights. Sly says lights. Spencer says lights. Karen says lights. I say lights, but I didn't want to influence my decision. Of course, I want a pretty city, but, ay, Dios mío. Stan says, I get the intent, facade restrictions, but when the government gets involved, even with the best of intentions, it infringes on private property rights. My 2 cents. And I could be getting this story wrong, Stan. So let me tell you the way I read it somewhere. In San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, the government paid property owners in their historic center for like the 2 millimeters of their outside wall so that the government could have a say on what the color would be. And the government provides painting and resources. And here, in this case, the local government here in Puerto Vallarta has promised that a painting company will donate the paint. It's a complicated thing one way or another, but I appreciate your comments. It does infringe on private property rights, but the flip side of that is that, when there is an intention to preserve something, then that intention is also worthwhile. It's complicated, isn't it? I thought that they switched in October for the new administration. Hope it's not December. There's probably transition stuff going on, Michael, but the new mayor is not the new mayor until December 1st. So that's the bottom line. I'm totally with you, Pamela. I would hate to lose any of the murals. Lights would be a huge benefit and a real beautification with nice wrought iron street lights. Absolutely. And nobody's talking about the murals. I certainly hope that the murals will not be removed just because the city has decided to enforce this law right now. Thank you for that, Karen. I hope we will be able to continue this forward and upward momentum with the spotlight moving forward. I saw a couple of inquiries this morning on my inbox. I haven't had a chance to look at them, but I am very excited. Um, More feedback on yesterday. We look forward to dropping in at the new El Rey, but is there any way Lam, Sean, and Eduardo could participate in a special spotlight swimsuit competition? Just kidding. We loved yesterday's spotlight. Well, I have, oh my God, I'm blushing. Yes, the three of them are quite handsome, aren't they? I don't know that we could persuade them for a swimsuit competition, but I loved the personalities that they all brought forth in the interviews. I totally felt like I want to get to know these people. And that's the goal with the spotlight. So yesterday was just beautiful. And Renee, oh my God, that was so funny because, we do drawings in the spotlight, and you can participate in the drawings if you write a magic word in your comment. And I decided to write the magic word in my comment because I didn't know if, as a host, the software would make me eligible to win a chocolate bar. So we did the drawing, and the first time around I won, and I figured, no, that's not fair. Somebody else has to win. And we did the drawing again, and I won for the second time, which was absolutely funny. So of course, I didn't want to be the winner. We drew a third time, and the third time was the charm, and Renee won a chocolate bar. But that made me laugh big time. Barbara says, I look forward to watching the spotlight. Sounds very interesting. Barbara, you teach, and you are the perfect candidate to go on the spotlight because you are a teacher, you have workshops, you have all kinds of things going on. So think about it. Great vehicle to promote your stuff. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. More feedback. Thank you very much. Mark had a really important question during yesterday's spotlight. Mark wanted to know more of the differences between Western medicine and traditional Chinese medicine. So I was very happy that you posted that question. Thank you so much. Purim, pam, pum, pam, pum. Let's see what else we have. There's another cue. Why is there a problem with colors other than white? Some Oaxaca neighborhoods have great color choices. I think, again, the mindset is that if you standardize the colors, then it looks traditional. It doesn't have to be white. For example, in San Miguel de Allende, it's all these oranges and terracottas, and it's just gorgeous looking. Other towns in Mexico have gone for other color palettes. Here in Puerto Vallarta, the government has chosen the very thrilling and very exciting white with terracotta contrast color. So, what can I tell you? That's just the way it is. Albert, you're an artist. Conformity is boring. I know. I hear you. There's many factors involving this. I'm not going to take sides on this one. I can totally see the touristic promotion side of it. The city will look pretty, but we have a saying in Spanish, which you may appreciate. Aunque la mona se vista de seda, mona se queda. And what that means is you can dress a monkey with silk, but it's still a monkey. So, you can beautify the city all you want, but if basic things such as plumbing, infrastructure, lighting, well-paved streets are not taken care of, what's the point? But again, it's not up to us to decide. We're just passengers here. All we can do is take in the information and make the best of it, or at least that's my mindset. And speaking of mindset, this is what we have for today. I really thank you for your comments. Oh, thank you very much, Brian. I love that. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. That's exactly what I meant and what the saying meant. Thank you very much. I will not put lipstick on today. I will just go out as I am. Just kidding. I look forward to tonight, and I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow morning. Have an amazing day. Don't wear lipstick. Not today.